How you protecting your feet and ankles when you're riding your bike? On this gear review, we're going to look at the Icon 1000 Elsinore HP. Footwear. I always wanted to wear boots. I never had a desire to wear tennis shoes or flip-flops or bare feet when I'm riding a motorcycle. When I started out in the bait course, this is what I wore. I wore a pair of Wolverine, well, these multi-sock boot. That's what it's called. So it's a slipper resistant, oil resistant boot. It's very flexible. Literally there is no protection other than some leather, which is good, don't get me wrong, prevent me from getting burned. Very short sole on the boot. I knew going into the course originally at the beginner's course that I just needed a boot, and that's what I wore. This was a work boot that I had and I wore it. So that was that. Unfortunately, I kept using that boot once I bought my Indian, and they're comfortable, they're easy on, they're easy to get off, and I just kept using them. Well, the problem is there's really no protection. If I was to go down, or even if I just kind of dropped the bike a little bit and it caught on my foot, there'd been literally no protection. It'd be like just dropping it while I'm wearing a tennis shoe. So I was looking for boots. I wore some old combat boots, and the first boot I really bought was for my wife. She wanted a pair of boots. She wanted something bulky. She wanted something that she'd feel protected in. So I bought her the Icon Elsinore, and she really liked it. She said they were comfortable, they're stiff, they've got protection in them, and I was going to get the same pair, but in men's, and I just waited too long, and they stopped producing them, and everybody sold out. So what did I buy? The next step. This is their HP version. It is from the Icon 1000 series as well, and the HP stands for High Point, and that's because it's modeled after a 70s motocross boot, I guess. What I liked about them, they just look tough, man. I mean, that just looks tough. The toe, I like to look at that. I like for the extra leather across for the shifter. Now they have it on both sides. I kind of wish that someone would just put it on the side that you actually shift with, but they still look cool. It's got CE rated armor in the toes, in the heel. Across the ankle it has the little armor ankle pad. It's a full leather construction, and it has armor across the shin, and it has a zipper closure. So for me, first I'm looking at how protected could I be. I may never need all this protection, but if I do, I'd rather have it. And I'd rather buy a boot that's going to last for a few years instead of one that I'm really going to wear out in 1 year. So that's what I saw this in. It's got a full leather sole, or they call it a Goodyear sole. So I guess it's leather here, rubber underneath. Full leather construction. It's actually sewn. It's stitched in. It's not glued on. It is stiff. I mean, it's a stiff shank along in the sole of the boot, and the buckles on the side, for me, they're just set and forget. Once you put the boot on, zip the boot up, you pull these to how tight you want it, and you buckle them in. That leads me to the other part of the boot that I like. It has a zipper. It's easier to get the boot on and get the boot off. compared to setting like my combat boot, I'd have to lace it up every time. The Wolverine, they slide off. They're like an engineer boot, but it's a lot easier. Now I've got about 150 miles on these boots so far. I've walked around in them as well. We went out to eat a couple times and just walked around. They're comfortable. They're a comfortable boot. I don't know if I was going to ride it to, say, a county fair or some festival or something, and want to walk around in them all day. Haven't done that yet. It may be a little too rigid for that, but so far 150 miles of walking around restaurants, walking around in the Indian dealership, the grocery store. They're comfortable. There's nothing wrong with them. I love them. Now, I got these off Revzilla. Of course, they talk about tucking them and this, that, and another, which I'm sure you can. My problem is I had a back surgery just over a year ago, and I have not been exercising, so I put on a little bit of weight. These are 12 inches high, so I'm used to a boot that's about 8 inches, high, and so my calves are my calves. They're certain, they're certain diameter, and you put a little bit of extra weight on, they get a little bit bigger, certain diameter. I can wear this, I can zip it all the way up, but I do that and I leave the top buckle unbuckled for now. I can put it on the last buckle, but it still makes it a little tight. But I wouldn't be able to tuck my jeans in this right now. Back gets healed all the way. I can start my exercise routine back up, and I'll be able to get my pants in the boot at that point. But I really like the look of the jean ending here, and then seeing the boot itself. It's pretty sweet looking. So style, thumbs up. Comfort, thumbs up. Safety, thumbs up. Price tag, $285. For some of you guys that's been riding a while, you might go, oh, that's nothing for a good pair of boots. For a new rider like myself, or if you're a younger rider that's just getting started as well, maybe your pocketbook doesn't go that deep for right now, maybe not the boot to get right away, but they're gonna last. It's got a monster of a sole, and it's a monster of a boot. I recommend getting it if you're looking for something new that's going to last a while, and it's going to be safe and give you protection as well as temporary comfort. Icon. Check them out and let me know in the comments below. Is this a boot that you wear? Is it a company that you would recommend? Let's hear about it. Let other people know what you think. Till then, be safe, stay strong. We'll see you on the road.
If you're new to Motovlogs, hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon to become part of the community.